Things are so juicy with this update, and I'm here today to, I guess, at least scratch the surface with you guys. So at the time you guys are watching this episode here today, I'm sure you guys have a deep understanding of what Charlie's mechanics are like, thanks to the sneak peeks that have rolled out from countless creators. Now normally with sneak peeks, I prioritize getting you guys information about the new stuff coming, but almost always prioritize the update itself if it comes out when a sneak peek is scheduled. So if there's a topic that I guess I deem more important than the actual Brawler's sneak peek itself, that's what I'll prioritize, which is kind of what we're doing here in this episode today, seeing that you guys can get the info for this Charlie sneak peek in multiple areas in the community, right? There should be like 8 videos on her. But the main goal of this episode here today is, of course, one, celebrate the sneak peek of the newest Brawler Charlie and your opinions of her, but while on top of that, delving into a really interesting theory about the new Brawlers being released in this update. While at the same time, I think this is going to be a nice introduction to kind of scratch the surface of the rich lore going on here in this update. There is way more bizarre things going on that I think you guys haven't picked up on, that I think is going to open up a door for a lot of Star Park development and content coming out in the future. So starting off this video here today with a very interesting theory I've been seeing popping up that has some really interesting evidence of a potential secret second Brawler in this update not announced. I'm very skeptical about it. I don't think it's incredibly likely that we're going to get a secret second Brawler, but the evidence is intriguing, I would say. But I also want to address why I've been seeing a lot of people questioning why there was only one Brawler presented in this update, technically one Brawler released here during Season 21. So as you guys know, leading up into this update, and I suppose with any Brawl Stars update, we get some pretty interesting update sneak peeks, specifically with the Brawl Talk premiere and the Easter egg photo, which we covered very in depth. Now, almost always with these types of photos, when we circle back to it after knowing all the update info, we can piece out every single nook and cranny about it that is related to the update. Everything most of the time has a significance or a reason to be in this photo that relates to this update. All of this stuff is pretty much so accounted for. We have the Nita skin here. We have eyeballs on the ground that are more so connected to the Byron skin coming out. We've got a mouth over here, which is the Sam skin. We got this snake, which is Cobra Lola. We've got Charlie, the spider, up here in the top left-hand corner. We've got this dude up here, which can actually be seen in the brand new environment as basically a prop. And most of the other stuff pretty much so fits that criteria as well. If it's here, it's more than likely going to be sitting in the playable environment that we can see. But very rare about this photo, there's a few things that haven't been depicted that are related to this update or can be seen in the update. One thing that I found interesting is this rotten apple. We can see some flies around the apple. We got this cupcake, which I think can be connected to the Candyland update, so there at least has some sort of connection there. Don't know why it's here, but we have something to tie it to. Hidden behind this Brawl Stars logo, I believe there's another big rotten apple here, seeing that there's another fly right here as well. It's a little bit of speculation there, but if that's the case, there are 2 rotten apples in this photo. At the very least, one is enough if you ask me. But then that circles us back to this once again, people. In our sneak peek video breaking down this photo initially, I wanted to think that there was 2 new Brawlers coming out in this update, but if you'll remember, most Brawloween updates, there's only one Brawler being released, seeing that we have such a short time leading us into the Brawladays update, which last year we ended up getting 3 different Brawlers. We'll be talking about that a little bit more in this episode today. But again, not accounted for, once again, much like the apples, are these crazy hands in the background. I was thinking when we got the sneak peek info, this would be tied to a skin, something to do with the environment, something we could point to saying, oh, these hands are here for a reason. But not only that, we have these eyes in the background with some hair coming down. I went through every single skin that's being released with this update theme. Nothing ties to these eyes, and nothing really pops up in the environment where these eyes are as well. We have something hiding in the background of this theme that doesn't have a label to it, which can be, I guess, explained a few different ways. This could be just a vibe setting, you know, kind of adding to the creepiness of Season 21. But I feel like we should know the Brawl Stars dev team by now. A lot of the time when it comes to sneak peek stuff, they'll know that the Brawl Stars community would run with something like this. Almost always in Easter egg photos, something is there for a reason, right? Which for some reason this time around, this doesn't have a purpose, which leads us to believe or causes people in the community to make connections that there's something yet to be discovered, right? So I've seen a few people throw around the idea that there might be a second secret brawler coming out in this update. Again, I want to point out, just because I sound passionate about this theory because I think it's cool as frick, that doesn't mean I believe it. With any good theory, I'll be sure to try to debunk it, and I think I can. But just for the sake of intrigue and given the fact of all the bizarre stuff happening in Season 21, it's kind of hard to hold it against the dev team for doing something crazy outlandish, given the context of the crazy lore and the seemingly potential second coming of Star Park in this update, which again, we will elaborate on that probably in future episodes because we gotta dissect this update in that regard too. And the main reason that people are making this crazy speculation ties back to an actual video posted to the Brawl Stars Japan TikTok page with Fernanda, the main dev team member that comes up with brawler concepts and initial designs for brawlers before they're released. Now this TikTok ended up airing 3 days ago, basically when the update sneak peeks, the biggest ones, were first coming out. So the Brawl Talk thumbnail along with the sneak peek photo over on the socials. So not that long ago. And what she ends up saying is incredibly interesting. The person who designs new brawlers coming out. Have a listen.
Yeah, so for the next update, we are planning something that we never did before. I know that every update is kind of unique, but this time we are trying to set the mood for the whole update a bit more scary, a bit more creepy. So we are bringing some very interesting brawlers with cool mechanics, but with maybe a dark tone on that. And it is still fun, still Brawl, but I really hope you guys enjoy it, like this new character. I personally love all of them, but this one is very special to me, and I really hope you guys enjoy it.
So now, I have no idea how long ago this was recorded. This very well could have been recorded quite some time ago and then released along with the sneak peeks here because it's just timely. And of course, whenever it comes to any development in Brawl Stars with updates, I'm sure things change a lot. But with what she ended up saying, it was incredibly interesting to kind of toy around with this theory that people are throwing around. And that was specifically when she was discussing the theme coming out for Season 21 being a bit creepy. She ended up saying when designing the brawlers coming in this update and their mechanics. Now, of course, this could just be a slip of the tongue or something like that, and initially I thought she was just talking about skins, right? Brawler skins. But when she then said mechanics, it kind of made me raise an eyebrow when trying to figure out this theory and if it is plausible. Pretty interesting coming from the main dev team member that makes the brawlers for Brawl Stars itself. And you know, might be an explanation as to why we don't have anything correlating to these things in the center of the photo, of this sneak peek photo. The theory of a potentially hidden second brawler coming out in this update. So the last bit of evidence that I'm going to bring up before I debunk this theory and give you guys my actual feelings towards this being plausible or not is seen in the environment here during this Season 21, and that is once again reverting back to a very similar setting from that sneak peek photo. We got the star of the stage, we got the tongue coming out, and then hands separating the curtain. But you'll notice that it's a little bit different from the sneak peek photo, right? We have the tongue and stuff, but the hands are incredibly different. It's just gloves separating the curtain, and of course we can't see eyes peering from the curtain either. So this could also be supporting evidence that that could be a potential second brawler hiding behind the curtain if it's not here as well. It's not just a prop for the environment, seeing that it's not here, you know? Now, with that out of the way, as much as I want this to be true, it's a really interesting theory, especially especially given the actual like setting of season 21 and all the crazy sneak peeks or like lore based stuff being implemented here this time around. I honestly don't think a second secret brawler is coming to the game. I guess I can't be 100% certain. I don't have a time machine or anything like that, but as you guys know, when it comes to predicting future updates and stuff like that, one of the most reliable things is what has the Brawl Stars dev team done in the past, timelines to draw from, seeing that there seems to be an ongoing schedule throughout the year to keep on track with Brawler releases and things along those lines. So if we take a look back to last year's Brawloween, there was only one brawler that was released, and that was Buster. So of course, if we do stay consistent with this year, it makes sense just one brawler being released being Charlie. And this also offers an answer to the question I've been seeing countless times now, and that is, where's the second brawler? We've gotten so accustomed to getting at least 2 brawlers in every single update for the past like 4 updates. It makes sense to wonder that, and that's the answer. I think we're just staying on that timeline much like last year. However, if we are staying consistent, the very next update last year, the Brawl Days update, we ended up getting 3 new brawlers, which was definitely a little bit of a surprise, which I think has a very high potential of happening once again. But that fun little speculative itch in the back of my mind is hoping and praying that, hey, maybe this was a rare occurrence getting 3 brawlers in one update like last year, and instead of getting 3 brawlers in that update, maybe that second secret brawler that potentially might come out in this season 21 will not be released in the Brawl Days update, but instead released in this update secretively. I think it would add a lot of hype to it, and I would love that. But seeing that we are fairly close to the Brawl Days update, it stays on that consistent timeline, which what we've seen in the past here is just something that I'm kind of hoping for, seeing that it's so uncommon to see something like that. Now, you may be wondering, Ray, why do you think this is more important than covering the sneak peek for Charlie? Why do you deem this important to discuss in the first place? Why are you toying with it if you don't believe it? Well, I think this theory, or at least the thought surrounding it, is a great launch pad into what season 21 is really made up of, and that is a ton of secrets, a ton of interesting things that we definitely need to theorize about and speculate upon that's related to lore and Easter eggs. I mean, did you guys know almost every single brawler, if not every single brawler in this game, got their descriptions changed to really interesting, like Star Park-esque stuff? I think it's fun to start trying to think like this as we're getting into an update like this, because oh boy, I think things are starting up yet again. So kind of making a bit of a different video as opposed to a sneak peek video this time around, but I think it's important given the context of this update. But yeah, everyone, a little bit of a curveball this time around instead of an update sneak peek. It's fun to keep things changing here in the Brawl Stars community, and I promise you, as we're getting into a very interesting season 21, we will definitely be dissecting it and all of the hidden mysteries that are involved with it here on the channel, as I always love to do. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of Charlie and what we discussed here today. Once again, it is very unlikely a hidden second brawler is coming out in the update, but hey, it's fun to think about it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.